Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody else. All are welcome to this exciting matchup between the Maria Carillo Pumas and the American Canyon Wolves. It's a beautiful day, not a cloud in heaven. Is at shortstop. Over in left field is Toyd, number 28. In center is Harris, and in right field is Bluestone. The batting lineup for the Wolves goes Matthew Schmaling, Royce Hall, Dylan Brown, with Matias Garcia, Jason Taylor, and Savan Sam. My name is Coach Rasal. I'm joined by one of my players in the booth, Ray Bermudez. Ray, how you doing today?
What's going on? What's going on? It's a nice day for baseball today.
Yeah, we were just saying, it's people like to joke about baseball. Oh, it rains a little bit and you cancel the game. Well, it's because baseball is such a beautiful sport. You need an equally beautiful day to play the game. Is that right?
Perfect. No other day do I want to play baseball than one like today.
Tell me about it. So, Ray, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're a newcomer this year. For those of you who don't know who Ray is, Ray, you transferred in from San Francisco. Is that correct?
No, I transferred in from St. Patrick's in Valero.
Oh, right.
So, yeah, a lot of energy. Love the guys. Great.
Well, there's a called strike from Jamison right on the outside corner. Dead center is 360. We also have a beautiful infield. That ball is going to be popped up in the air. It might be a tough play, but the catch is coming underneath it.
Okay.
And Stark, number 88, makes the catch.
Yeah. Matt's definitely one of those hard people to pitch to, especially with a small strike zone.
So it goes down as a P2 in the books, pop up to the catcher. Here is Royce Hall, a left-handed batsman. He swings at the first offering. It's a dribbler down the line, foul. It's a hard word to say.
Very nice background on this field, though. Just looking up those mountains.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. I mean, I say this almost every broadcast I work. As a non-native with roots in Northern California, you really, really appreciate the scenery. Every scene could just be like a Windows screensaver. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Totally.
That photo was actually taken. Across the diamond, safe! Wow, great. Infield hit for Dylan Brown. He beats out the throw.
Was able to see the curveball got on there early. Hard grounder to the shortstops and was able to make it.
Yeah, it was hit to the shortstop's arm side and in deep shortstop territory. Is out of the zone somewhere. 2 balls, no strikes. And Maria Carillo mindset coming in from the team before facing off Maria Carillo.
I feel like us as a team, when we know
playing underneath pressure and adversity, and when they play tense, you can sort of see them not reaching that full potential. But right now it's a nice easy start on a beautiful sunny day. This is one of those days where you just wake up feeling good, it almost feels like.
I mean, in the Napa Valley School District, there was no school today, so I mean, we all woke up at whatever time we wanted to, slept in, and didn't.
Right field, diving is Garcia, and he's gonna make the catch. Wow.
What a catch by Matias Garcia, laying out, putting his body on the line. Love to see that for our young buck.
Very impressive play. He had to charge in on it. You had some doubts on whether he was going to make the grab. It was shallow right field, close to the foul line, and it was a low line drive like this. Clear skies with a slight wind blowing out. It feels like one of those pitchers' duels where a bomb could go off at any moment.
Indeed.
Now a ground ball up the middle. Schmeling backhands it, and that's going to be it. He prevents it from going to the outfield. Dylan Brown had to jump over him. It was a soft grounder, and that's going to be an infield hit for Charlie Toig. So there goes the perfect game and the no-hitter. Now batting is Ben Stark.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about baseball. I mean, it could be a 0-0 ball game going into the 6th inning, and all of a sudden, 3-hole hitter comes up and hits an absolute jack into left field. I mean, crazy how fast things can turn in baseball, and that's the beautiful thing about baseball.
Score. The throw to second is not in time. It's a double that breaks up the tie. 1-0. Maria Carillo leads.
Another tremendous effort from Matias. Just couldn't get to that one. I mean, just a tough play overall. I mean, I love the effort, but I mean, you can't always expect to make those plays.
Yeah, I mean, it was just short of that ball that he was able to catch just a few batters ago. So this time, I mean, it was obvious he was playing in the same position. There's no way he can get to that pitch when he just barely got to the last one. No fault there to the right fielder. It was a clean double for Ben Stark and an RBI. Charlie Toig scores the first run of the game. He was in motion when the pitch was thrown. Here is Zach Brandt, the designated hitter. He's in the 5th slot, jersey number 3.
Zach Brandt also to a hot start, 571 batting average to start the season.
So this team can hit. First offering swung at in the air, foul territory, and Johnson dives, but is just out of reach. He got a late break on it. It was hard to find. The ball was in the sun.
Maria Carillo definitely having a reputation of a hot offense. I mean, last year we beat them in a 10-9 ball game, and they had 13 hits in the game. I mean, just overall, just this team can hit. I mean, every single year we play them. I mean, we're 2-2 overall in history against Maria Carillo, and every single year, I mean, it just seems like they're putting up numbers on offense.
Yeah, so watch out. Again, a beautiful day like this with the wind slightly blowing. The pitchers have to be careful in the zone. But Hall still finds a way to paint the corners. 0-2 with 2 out, and a runner still on second. Hall is definitely one of those pitchers who has a lot of finesse. He won't exactly overpower you, but he has great command, pinpoint accuracy.
Indeed, he does. I think, in my opinion, this guy has the greatest command on this team. I mean, he throws, like, what, 5 different pitches and has command for every single one. I mean, it's impressive.
I can't even fathom having that many pitches in my arsenal. It's almost like a video game. This is one of your favorite players to play with. Now that curveball is swung on and tapped foul towards the third base side.
I mean, if there was a MLB The Show high school edition, I'm definitely using Royce Hall. I mean, all these pitches.
I think they call that the NFHS, The Show. I'd buy that game.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Where's our Silicon Valley investors at when we need them? 0-2 the count with 2 outs. The kick, the pitch, swung on in the air. Center field, Savan Sam camps underneath it. Can of corn, the inning is over. But the score is 1-0 as we head to the top of the second. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. Top of the second inning, 1-0. Maria Carillo leads. Here is the cleanup hitter. The fifth slot, jersey number 4, Andre Lopez. Joining me in the booth is Ray Bermudez. Ray, how are you doing so far?
We're doing pretty good. I mean, we've seen a pretty good hit from Maria Carrillo that got them on the board, but I think these guys have a lot of power and a lot of chances to get that back real easy right here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we were just talking about earlier that, so far this is giving the vibes of a pitcher's duel. Jamison and Hall both seem to be locked in. Line drive from Lopez right to the left fielder, Toig. But there it is. Lots of hard hit balls. So this is one of those games where you're just sitting, patiently waiting for a bomb to go off.
Right. I mean, if that was right in the gap, that was at least a double right there. And we got Andre Lopez, a running back for the football team. I think he could maybe push that into a triple, depending on how that goes.
First pitch to Noah Johnson is a strike.
Interesting choice on the pitch there. That was a first pitch curveball. So,
excuse me, it was outside a ball. This one is a ball, so 2 balls, no strikes. But yeah, to start, I mean, it's only the second inning. Typically, pitchers would want to establish their fastball first, but Jamison now fires a strike, 2-1.
We've seen that in the last inning, too. We've seen a lot of curveballs coming, especially 2-0 curveballs. And as a pitcher, that's not something I'm really used to, so interesting seeing that here.
And now he climbs his way back, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So this is what I mean by, on a beautiful day like this, the pitchers feel nice and loose.
Right. Another curveball. Almost hit someone there.
Yeah, you got to look out in a game like this. It's a doubleheader. The JV field and the varsity field is back-to-back, almost in that Little League wheelhouse fashion, right?
Right.
And this full house belongs to the batsman. Johnson was 2-2. Now he looks at that one to make it 3-2. The payoff pitch, swung on, ground ball, left side of the field, base hit. So Johnson stands on first. 1 on with 1 out for Matias Garcia.
Beautiful right there. He knew exactly what he needed to do, and he did it. So that's what we like to see from our guys right there.
Yeah, Johnson's one of those bats you have a lot of confidence in when he steps up to the plate.
Yeah, totally.
You should watch Johnson take his batting practice in the cage. He's the king of cage bombs.
Right.
Matias Garcia with that beautiful catch in right field. Diving, full extension Superman on a low line drive.
Right. He's really trusted in the outfield with our guys, and we love to see him do great things like that.
Yeah, we've also seen him on the mound, so very versatile player. He's going to swing on that one. It's high in the air, down the line, and caught by Toig. So that's going to give 2 outs and 1 on for Jason Taylor. Jason Taylor gets the start today. We'll see what he can do. It's a high fly ball from Matias Garcia on the line. Right on the line, Toig caught it. First pitch to Jason Taylor is low. 1 ball, no strikes. So, Ray, tell us about the positions you play. You pitch?
Yeah, I pitch and I play first base. I do a lot of hitting, so pass ball. Johnson was able to get to second. Yeah, so I'm super excited to start playing with the guys, and I think I fit pretty well with the players and all the other guys, so I think I'm going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're excited to see what you can do. I mean, you came in here in your senior year, right?
Right.
And to be able to immediately immerse yourself in this culture with the American Canyon Wolves, it's definitely something that's noticeable. 3-1 now, 3-0 now becomes 3-1. Have you had to do that before? I mean, in travel ball or growing up, have you found yourself in new teams?
I moved a lot via teams growing up, so Some I'm not particularly used to. Ooh, outside strike right there. He was looking for the ball.
Yeah, so this full house belongs to the pitcher.
Definitely hard call right there. Not what you like to see as a hitter.
Well, Jason Taylor now 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with a runner on second. The tying run, Johnson, stands there. Jameson sets at the belt, the kick, the pitch, the runner goes. It's high. Now the throw down to third is bobbled.
Safe. There you go.
Safe. So the Wolves have now rolled themselves a pair of snake eyes. Runners on first and third.
I mean, that's beautiful to see in this, especially trying to get up one run here and trying to tie the ball game.
And this is where the Wolves are sneaky. You know, they got first and third with 2 outs. Savon Som, a good contact hitter. He makes a lot of contact. He's very fast as well. So interesting at bat, interesting matchup. Taylor beat the full house with a walk. There's a called strike to Savon Som. We don't see Taylor much on the base paths. What do we expect from him in terms of speed?
I mean, from what I've seen, he's a pretty fast guy. So
he's got a big lead right now. Oh, and they picked him off to end the inning.
Wow.
Tough play there. Savon Som will continue his at-bat. And we will see you in the bottom of the second. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. Bottom of the second inning, we're rejoined by Caden Roberts, Royce Hall still on the mound, and here is Eli Jameson, the pitcher. Oh, first pitch hits him. And that's going to put a runner on base. So they're using that code, the 421 with the cheat codes. What is there a name for that sign system?
You know, honestly, I have no idea. I haven't been on a team so far in my career where we've used that. I mean, I know Hanson has his own code system, but I know we don't have the little wristbands like they do.
First pitch to Landon Deem is a strike.
Kind of reminds me of like a quarterback or especially a youth football quarterback that would have all the plays. I mean, you definitely see it in college baseball in the MLB now. So.
Yeah, and what's nice about that is you can reprint. You can print all of your plays, and you can randomize the numbers. So as much as you try to decode the sequence 4-2-1, you just find the code on your little cheat sheet, and even if the opposing team has the time to decode what you're trying to say, it's already the end of the game. And you're not focusing on the game anymore. So it's an interesting method, shouting it out. No need for elaborate baseball body pat signs.
Yeah. I mean, baseball is changing, so definitely changing fast. I mean, the old ways are getting thrown out with the new ways, so.
Line drive, right field. Garcia, nice and easy, makes the out. Throws it to first, but not going to be in time to get number 13, Jameson, back. So this team, they're pushing a lot. There's not a lot of pull hits right now.
You know, that's the approach. I mean, especially with the wind blowing out to right field over there. I mean, why not? I mean, why not take a fastball the opposite direction? I mean, that's what most hitting teachers preach. I mean, go the opposite way, drive it the other way, drive it over the second baseman's head.
Here's Ryan Dalby, jersey number 9 in the 8th slot, the starting first baseman. First pitch, inside, 1 ball, no strikes. So he's got a runner on first with 1 out. On deck is the 9-hole Emmett Doyle. Hall from the stretch, now sets. He's got that high set right at the letters. Kick, the pitch, high, 2 balls, no strikes.
You know, about 5 years ago, I mean, the 2020, I mean, AC played Murray Carrillo for the first time, and Coach Riley Carlos throws a 56-pitch, almost perfect game, complete game, and loses it on a bunt to the third base side in the last inning.
There's a line drive left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And what's your take on that, Mr. Roberts? Bunt for, you said it was a no-hitter or a perfect game?
It was a perfect game.
A perfect game, no less.
No
Wow.
less.
And how do you feel about that?
I
bunt?
mean, that's unfortunate. I mean, bunting because you can't hit the pitcher. It was a 56-pitch perfect game, or a complete game, give a 1 hit on a drag bunt to third base. And Riley Carlos actually picked it up and slipped. Coach Riley Carlos, now a JV coach here for AC. I mean, he spun the gem for sure. And according to my notes, 12 balls in that game he threw. 12 balls.
That is impressive. Wow. That's the talent that we have here on the pitching staff. It's a double steal. They're both going to be safe, so now runners on second and third. 1 ball, no strikes to the 9th hitting Emmett Doyle. But, I mean, we all know Coach J.J. Barnett, the head coach of the JV squad, was a fantastic pitcher in his own right. And that kind of explains how a lot of the pitchers for American Canyon that come up to the varsity squad are able to perform so well. The infield's playing in now. Anything on the ground, they're going to check on the runner at third. That pitch low, 2 balls, no strikes. Did you ever get to play for Coach Barnett?
I did, actually. His first year coaching, he was our head coach on JV, and you know, seeing his growth and just becoming a coach. I mean, at first, I mean, you know, Coach Barnett, he's not really the most vocal guy, but I mean, you should have seen him the first year. I mean, he didn't really say much, but I mean, now look at him, like he could chat up a storm, JV. So definitely a lot of growth for him as a coach. Tremendous coach too, by the way.
Yeah, because sometimes your habits as a player, they carry over, and you have to make adjustments. You know, as a pitcher, Coach Barnett was. You know, I'm sure he had to stay a little more reserved. He has his game face on. Here's the 2-1, swung on and fouled back. But you know, you're right. As a coach, you do have to be more vocal, and that is an adjustment that he has made exceptionally well. I'm
Yes,
sure. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Emmett Doyle.
Now that you said that, Coach Barnett still looks at me with a game face. I'm not sure. He still looks like he's about to go spin the gem in the World Series. Come on, look at him.
Well, he takes his coaching profession as seriously as he takes the game. Here's the 2-2, swung on in the air. Bermuda triangle left and right. It's going to be Garcia, who cuts it off. Oh, and Garcia drops it. 1 run's going to score, and that's it. Maria Carillo has snake eyes.
I mean, that's what happens when you put the ball in play. I mean, you can't really do much about that. I mean, put the ball in play, put pressure on the defense, and things like that's going to happen. I mean, textbook game plan from Marie Carrillo thus far.
Yeah, and it was shallow. It was a shallow hit that I'm sure Garcia is thinking about, you know, because the infield was playing in, but Schmeling still gave chase to it. Sam was coming in, and really did it pop out of his glove? I didn't quite see.
Yeah, it did pop out of his glove. I mean, don't beat yourself up too, but I mean, It happens. It's baseball. Mistakes are going to happen. Forget about it. Have a short memory and make a play next play.
Yeah, and that's what's great about baseball is, if you give up something on the field, they always say that you can make up for it in the box, right? And Garcia with his bat, I'm sure is looking forward to his next trip to the plate.
I mean, you know what they say. I mean, the best athletes have short-term memory. They don't, live. They don't live the highs and they don't live the lows. I mean, they forget and they move on and they continue moving forward.
Well, you ride the wave however you can. We swing back to the leadoff batsman, Noah Harris, jersey number 36. He is a left-handed batsman, the starting center fielder. In the first inning, he flew out to center field.
So far this season, Noah Harris with an .833 on base percentage. I mean, that's insane. Insane start to the season.
That's a hot start to the season. I mean, .833, no wonder he's in that leadoff spot. Now first and third, he's showing bunt, he pulls it back. The runner on first stays put.
Noah Johnson, a little miscue back to the pitcher. Maybe grab some dirt. Slippery hands.
Well, those vibes that you said were here to start out the day, we'll see if it carries through. 0-1. Hall sets. The kick, the pitch. Swung on, ground ball to the second baseman, Schmeling. Oh, and Schmeling bobbles it. He recovers, throws to first. Safe. One run's going to score, and now there's runners on first and second. Oh, he was out. Excuse me. Great recovery from Schmeling to get the out. So now there's 2 outs with a runner on second.
Great recovery from Matthew Schmeilman. Dog of the game last game, actually. He got a free in-and-out meal.
Goes down as a 4-3 in the books.
A little too late from umpire. That's my biggest pet peeve as a pitcher. I mean, calling time right when I'm starting my motion. I mean, that's literally wasting the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, you only get so many of those in a game, and to waste any is it's like wasting a bullet. You have to save your ammunition, and if your arm is your gun, you got to be selective with it.
I like that. Saving a bullet. Save your ammunition.
That one is high. 1 ball, no strikes, 3-0. Maria Carillo trying to add on more, but it is 2 outs with a runner on second. Here's Cooper Bluestone. He was the one who lined out to Garcia in the first on that fantastic play. Now Hall sets the pitch. Little soft tapper foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
UC Berkeley legend Andrew Vaughn actually attended Marie Curie. A Marie Curie alum. You can see the banners behind us.
Yeah, he ended up playing for the White Sox.
Yeah, I think he's still playing with the White Sox. One of the great Cal Bears. I think they retired his number too.
1-1. Called strike at the top of the zone. It's 1-2. Now Hall is 1 pitch away from getting out of this. Hall looks in. He's trying to get his sign. Now he sets right at the letters. He checks on the runner, and he finds his zone. The kick, the pitch, curveball, swung on, line drive, base hit to left field. The runner's being waved in, and it's going to be 4-0. Moving to second on the throw. Safe. So single and an advance on the throw. They swap places. Runner still on second with 2 outs. Now it's 4-0.
Royce is just going to have to figure out how to, when you move on to college, I mean, you're going to give up home runs, you're going to give up runs, but it's what you do after the fact that you just, something didn't go your way. So showing true resilience is what we're going to see here from Royce Hall.
Yeah, Hall's one of the more resilient players you'll ever find. First pitch is out of the zone. 1 ball, no strikes. This is Charlie Toig. He had an infield single back in the first, and he scored the first run of the game for the Maria Carillo Pumas. On deck is Ben Stark. Here's the 1-0. Swung on. Line drive. Garcia going back. Garcia back to the wall. It's going to one-hop the wall. He recovers it, fires it in, and they trade places once again. So runner on second after a double. The run's going to score. It's now 5-0. That was a hard hit double.
Yeah, that one was hit on a line, one hopping the fence. I mean, deep right field here at Maria Carillo, 345 down the line. It's 320 at our place. So definitely deeper than, most ballparks, especially for right field. Right field usually the short porch in most high school fields.
Yeah, we noticed that. 320 to left field, 345 to right. And Garcia was smart about it. I mean, he tried to catch the ball. Ooh, second time now Johnson isn't able to get a throwback to the pitcher. I hope he's all right. But Garcia played that pretty well because after about a second or two, he just said, screw it. I'm running with my back to the home plate and just playing the carom off the wall.
Body language, body language, body language. I mean, when stuff doesn't go your way, you're going to have to show good body language. I mean, any college coach, any college scout, any MLB scout's going to look for that. No matter, things are not always going to go your way, so.
Oh, and that throw from Johnson goes in the left field. And the run is going to score all the way from second. The runner was going on that ball that was blocked. Johnson tried to recover it and threw it away. So now it's 6-0 with the bases empty. So things are quickly coming undone here in the second inning.
Must be something wrong with Noah Johnson's finger. Like it maybe not getting a great grip on the ball.
Well, we'll look into that, hopefully. And there it is. Coach Brown is out there to talk to Brown. Coach Brown is out there to talk to Johnson, And they're having a discussion about it.
Here at Maria Carillo High School, I don't think Noah Johnson really has the best of luck here. I mean, last time we were here, he fortunately got trucked by a runner at collision at home and had to miss the rest of the season for that. I mean, that was really unfortunate.
When was this? What year?
This was 2023, our sophomore year. This is when he was on JV.
He missed the rest of the season. Wow. And was it a leg or a concussion or what happened?
It was his lower back, I think.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Noah.
Well, he is a workhorse. I mean, he's out there playing through whatever it is he's dealing with. Here's the 1-1. Upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. I mean, that's a good sign for a catcher. That one now is recovered. That throw back to the pitch is recovered by Schmeling at second. So a little more concern from Johnson. You can tell the Puma dugout is picking up on this. Anyone who gets on base is going to try to steal now. 2-1 the count.
I'm not sure if this is a physical issue or a mental issue for Noah Johnson.
3-1 now. Oh, and now that hits the mound. So we'll see if Johnson's okay. He looks really uncomfortable out there. And it looks like they're going to take him out. So I think Chris Miller is going to be coming in. Catcher, the second string catcher. And it could be dehydrated. I mean, Johnson's face looks exasperated.
Yeah, he looks a little tired, looks a little malnourished.
So it looks like a pitching change as well. Bradley Keffer has just been handed the ball. That's going to end Royce Hall's outing as he comes out of the game.
Wanna jam with you. Jamming.
So we'll give you some more updates as we come back. It's 6-0 in the bottom of the second with 2 outs and a pitching change. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. Bottom of the second inning, 3-1 count, 2 outs. Bradley Keffer is now in. Some changes. The starting pitcher Royce Hall now moves to short. The shortstop moves to the catching position. So Brown is there. There's a walk to Ben Stark. First pitch from Keffer is outside the zone. Keffer's in, and out is Noah Johnson. We're going to check up on him, and we'll have a report back in the bottom of the third from Roberts. But let's hope he's all right. He did look a little tired. It wasn't exactly a physical issue. That's not going to be our first guess. It's not a physical issue with his arm or his hand. But he did look not himself out there. Here is Zach Brandt. He flew out to the center fielder back in the first inning. Now that ball is going to be grounded to the shortstop, Hall. Hall can't come up with it.
Kicking the ball around on defense is definitely going to hurt our momentum. I'm giving them momentum. Really unfortunate. I mean, Lobs had a ball game thus far, but, I mean, this kind of how the game last year started, and it was kind of started off flat, but then once senior pitcher, left-hander Spencer Watson came out, I mean, Maria Carillo jumped out on offense, and we were able to battle back and win that game. So,
first pitch to Eli Jameson is sky to Garcia, who's going to end the inning 6-0 as we head to the top of the third. Good. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. 6-0, Maria Carillo leads here in the top of the third. I'm joined again by Ray Bermudez. Roy, how are you?
What's going on?
Ray, how are we doing today?
We're doing all right. That last inning was a tough watch, but still early up in the game. We definitely come back over here.
Were you able to see what was going on with Noah Johnson? I mean, we're all hoping he's all right.
Yeah, that was scary. I don't know. I think maybe it was the heat, especially being that gear. He looked like he was like super hot, so I think he might be a little bit overheating.
That ball's going to be in the air. Foul. That was a hard line drive down the line. Now, on a game like this, Ray, 6-0, but early, very, very early. What is the spark that this team needs to sort of rally something together before it gets too late?
Right. I think here we need to get on the bases and do what we do. I mean, I think we've seen it. We're a little bit lagging on the bases, and once we get going, we get going.
That ball's in the air, playable. The catcher with his second out of the day. Great play from Stark, number 88.
Yeah, we gotta get the backs going. That's the biggest part. I think that for our team, offense influences everything. We get a good inning on the bases. Defense looks strong. So
Matthew Schmaling looks at strike one. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with the Wolves, if you take a look, I mean, they have made good contact, but it's been sparse, especially when compared to Maria Carillo, who's hitting line drives the other way, even a couple on the pull side. So it's hard to make contact against a pitcher like Jameson. There's a foul ball. But what are you seeing off of the pitcher Jameson so far? He's pitching a gem for the Pumas.
Right now, as a pitcher, I see that he understands the high pitch. A lot of our players are going for that right now, getting a lot of pop flies. And
strike three call against Schmaling.
Looking at that, you got to protect on that one.
So 2 away, but just like you were saying, I mean, great command of the zone.
Right. He's been able to. We've seen it from the start. We've seen high pitches go into a low curveball, and that's been throwing our guys for a loop. And we just got to get on top of that and see how we're gonna go against that.
Yeah, and that shows a lot of maturity, especially when a pitcher at the high school level can play with varying eye levels.
Right. We've seen that right there. Just first pitch curveball down low. Called it. Oh, wow. That's a strike one.
Oh, wow. So Hall tried to check his swing, but the appeal over to first base, and they went around, according to the first base view. Here's the 0-1 in the zone for strike two. That was a very crisp strike.
Right. I mean, we see his command. He's going inside on these lefties, especially going up, too. It's getting our guys to miss those. So we gotta get on top and see those.
Yeah, it can be sort of uncomfortable for a left-handed batsman to take inside. We know pitchers aren't used to that, but now the 1-2 is a curveball that misses just a bit inside. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to the left-handed batsman Hall. The kick, the pitch, swung on and missed, and that's going to end the inning. So thank you to Ray. We're going to have Roberts back in the top and Ray to join us next inning.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. 6-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. The 7-8-9 hitters, Landon Deem, Ryan Dalby, and Emmett Coyle. I'm joined back in the booth by Caden Roberts. The kick and the pitch from Keffer. Ground ball.
You know, out of everyone in that dugout, Bradley Keffer just seemed to be the calmest, the coolest, and just the most collected. I mean, he's ready out there. He's ready to get out there and just get us back in the dugout and hang zeros. I mean, that's what the type of guys we need in the dugout. That's the type of attitude we need in the dugout right now. So, love to see that from Bradley.
That one is high to Ryan Dalby. Jersey number 9, the starting first baseman. And yeah, Keffer is definitely one of those stoic figures. He's able to joke around with some levity too. You like when someone's calm, cool, collected, but funny as well.
Indeed, indeed.
Keffer's got a great sense of humor.
Yeah, I think he has one of the best sense of humors on this team. I mean, you know, sometimes it could get a little overboard, but I mean, for the most part, when it's time to get serious, he can get serious. So, I mean, that's the important part. So, love that about Bradley.
Well, it's good to know that you let him know when he's overboard so he can adjust, just like he's adjusting now. 2-2 the count.
You know, right after the hitter, I mean, this is what we want from our pitchers. Like, you know, screw you. I'm going right after you. That's the attitude you need as a pitcher. And we've definitely seen that from Bradley Keffer.
Yeah, I mean, he's a competitor on the mound, but you like competitors who are nonverbal. And now the 2-2 is low. So this full house belongs to the batsman after he was behind 2-2. Keffer sets. Here's the payoff. And Dalby draws the walk. So 1 runner on and 1 out for Emmett Coyle. The full house wins the battle. What do you expect from the run game from these Pumas?
You know, honestly, from my memory, I don't think this is not a team that's going to take a lot of bags. I mean, their game is usually hit it where there's no defender, and hit it hard. I mean, this team can mash for sure. But I mean, on the base path, I mean, they're aggressive when the ball's in play. But when it comes to taking bags, I mean, I don't think they're as aggressive as some other teams we play.
Yeah, they can certainly hit. I mean, all of the hits have been hard line drives. Now that one is swung on and missed. But you can tell this is a competent team. They have a good batting cage. I always like to look at their the opposing team's batting cage whenever we're on the road. And you can tell that they put a lot of work in those cages. Here's the 1-2. Outside back pick from Brown. Safe.
Maybe a little biased here, but I think we have the nicest cage back home at AC. I mean, had to be grateful for what you have, but I mean, it really is the nicest. We have like state-of-the-art stuff in there.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, going inside that cage feels like just going in the home.
Yeah.
Here's the 2-2. Swung on to the third baseman, Lopez. He goes to second for 1 out. Here's the flip to first. Safe. Great turn. Just too much speed from Coyle.
A great pick from Mason Harris at first. Not a true first baseman, but learning fast. Long hop there. Long hops are always the hardest, in my opinion. Actually, no. I take that back. In-betweeners are the hardest to pick, but long hops, close second.
Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of experience over at first base. How quickly is Harris picking up the position?
You know, I mean, at first, it was looking pretty rough. I'm not going to lie. I mean, Mason could tell you that. You could ask him, and he'd be like, yeah, not my greatest positions played, but he's definitely picking it up fast. First base is definitely not a difficult position to learn. And him just being as athletic as he is, I mean, I think we all knew he would eventually pick it up, and he's picking it up now. So, I mean, kudos to him.
Runner goes. Here's the throw. One hopper. Good one, but safe. That was a great throw. I mean, Hall never had to move his glove to apply the tag.
Great pick, too, by Hall, too.
So 1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff batsman, Noah Harris. A lefty on lefty matchup. Harris is looking for his first hit today. He's 0 for 2.
Number 36, an odd number. You know, especially for like a leadoff hitter, you would think maybe like a 2, maybe a 5. Even for a center fielder, maybe a 7.
That one is hit in the air. Right center field. Savon Som camping underneath it. That's going to end the inning. A shutdown inning from the Wolves as we head to the top of the 4th. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. 6-0 after a shutdown inning from Bradley Keffer. Leading off the inning is the 3-hole hitter, Dylan Brown. Jamison has been commanding the zone very well this inning. This game, he's shut out the Wolves for 4 so far, but it seems as though if they can't hit this fastball, they have to start looking off speed.
Right, and we can see the off speed out his hands, has a lot of rotation, and as a hitter, that's something we want to attack, to sit back and let that thing fly.
Yeah, especially because Jamison is pounding the zone. So if you do catch curveball, and you know it's going to drop in. Now, Brown is going to wave at that one. It's high in the air and just out of play. It bounces twice, 3, 4 times. It lands squarely on top of the dugout over on the third base side. So 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I mean, that's beautiful as a hitter. You don't want to have that out. And we're looking at Brown, a very consistent hitter, and he has a lot of hard contact, so that's what we want right now, especially down 6.
Yeah, anything to get these Wolves started. Now there's a little flare, shallow center. Oh, and it's going to drop. It was just out of the reach of Peterson over a short. So Dylan Brown is on for the second time today. He's 2 for 2.
That's beautiful. That's exactly what we're looking for right now, especially down 6. We need any chance we get to get on base.
It was a short flare just in the shallow center. Here's Mason Harris. He popped up to the second baseman back in the first inning. Pickoff to first. Oh, and they got him! Second pickoff from Jameson. And wow, these Wolves need to be careful looking at the pitcher. Oh, and you can see on the broadcast, the shot was exquisite. You see it right there. They got him for sure.
That's something now we got to be even more aware of, especially that 2 of our guys have been caught now. We got to see that early, maybe take less of an aggressive lead.
Now, he could be getting creative with it because I know that batsmen look at that lead foot, right? They're narrowing in just on the heel. The moment the heel lifts, they're getting that second lead. And a good right-handed pitcher, I'm sure you wouldn't have had to deal with this as a lefty, but a good right-handed pitcher will kind of flinch this before stepping off.
Right,
and that's his A move.
Right.
Yeah.
And they stuck to the call, so he will be out at first.
Out at first, but we'll see if we'll see if the umpires will enforce the block, because it is a block if you do flinch that front left. So it's a sleight of hand, and it's
Right.
part of the human element of the game. Now that curveball, again, like you said, you can see it
Right.
out of the hand in the left-handed batter's box. 1 ball, no strikes to the cleanup hitting Mason Harris. Hard hit
Beautiful
through
ground
the
ball.
infield. Yeah, beautiful ground ball for a base hit. So back-to-back base hits, and you can tell that Harris is going to be a little conservative over there at first.
Right. That's exactly what we're looking for, especially being down 6. We need to get on base, and we need to get on base and start moving guys. And now we know this guy has a pretty good pick move. We got to watch that too.
Just stunning, honestly. I mean, Jameson is showing mastery on the mound. Harris is going to go. Here's the throw down. Safe!
Safe, right under that.
Great jump from Harris. I mean, we've seen Harris, like I said this before, he's picked up a couple stolen bases almost every time he's on base.
Right. And that's what we're looking for our guys. We want to aggressively push it. And we know this pitcher has a really good pickoff move. It's great that we're still looking to take another bag.
Now he's going to go again over to third, sliding, and that throws in the left field. Coming in to score easily is Harris, and they're finally on the board, 6-1.
And that's what we do. That's a part of Wolves baseball, and that's what we got to continue and rally on that.
Yeah, right on brand for Wolves baseball. The catcher, Stark, just threw it away into the outfield, so that's going to go down as an E2. Now that ball is going to be hit
Beautiful.
high in the air, left field, and sliding and making the catch is Harris out in center. That's Harris for the Pumas, number 36.
Oh, wow, he caught that. I honestly didn't even think he caught that. Sliding, kind of caught it near his hip. I thought he dropped it.
Yeah, he caught it low. He really had the slide for that low line drive, because had he not slid, there's no way you catch that on the run.
No.
So great hit from Andre Lopez. Tough luck. Here is Bradley Keffer. He's hitting for Noah Johnson. Swing and a miss. Keffer's one of those players that has sneaky power.
Yeah, no, totally, especially coming from a pitcher. You might not expect them to hit as well as Bradley does, so we love to see that.
Ground ball to the second baseman. Keffer's trying to run it out. The throw over to first is going to be in time. So it's a quick inning, and we'll be back for the bottom of the fourth. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. Bradley Keffer still on the mound here in, I think, his second inning of work. Or about to begin his second full inning of work. He came in the half with 2 outs. He's going to face off against Cooper Bluestone. Bluestone is 1 for 2 today. We're joined back in the booth by Caden Roberts. That first pitch is outside. So the Wolves, with Harris on base, Harris stole a base. He stole a base, and he scored on an error from the catcher. And the Wolves are just really good at manufacturing runs like that.
Yeah, putting pressure on the defense, that's what Coach Brown preaches every day in practice. Put pressure on the defense, and good things are going to happen. And, Mason Harris, with his athleticism, with his speed, he puts an immense amount of pressure. So, results are going to take care of itself.
Big swing and a miss on that off speed from Bradley Keffer. 1 ball, 2 strikes against the 2-slot hitting Cooper Bluestone. It's a lefty on righty matchup. Keffer, the southpaw. Now he's going to set right above the belt. The kick, the pitch swung on and dribbled foul. Just lots of contact from these Maria Carillo Pumas. Have they always been known for their heavy bats?
As long as I've been in high school, every single time I played them, they've proven themselves that they're a hitting team. Even on JV, my freshman year, they can mash for sure. So definitely a offensive type team. But always struggled on defense, especially in the pitching aspect. Today they got a guy who's just filling up the zone, but usually it's not like that. I think you remember last year they walked the house with a couple different pitchers, and that's kind of what got us in the driver's seat to win that game. And they did the same thing my freshman year too. They walked the house. Definitely a offensive-sided school, but today looks like they kind of cleaned that up.
Well, now there's a hard hit one-hopper to Lopez, who gets the out over at first. The first baseman Harris had to be a little creative. The throw pulled him off of the bag, but he was able to tag the diving Cooper Bluestone in the first. Great play from the first baseman, the new first baseman.
New first baseman, looking like a natural out there.
Yeah, despite the struggles early on, you always knew that Harris is the exact type of player that can rise to any occasion and make any adjustment that he needs. Here's a lefty on lefty matchup. Charlie Toig against Keffer, jersey number 28. Toig is 2 for 2 today. He had an infield single in the first, then he had a double in the second, where he ended up scoring the 6th run of the game for the Pumas. That pitch is low, so 2 balls, no strikes, and 1 out. The pitch from Keffer swung on and lifted foul.
Bradley Keffer hanging some zeros so far. This is what we wanted out of relievers. Hanging zeros, and Bradley Keffer is actually, a reliever. He's been a reliever his entire career. So, last 2 starts were probably his 2 first starts on varsity ever. So, impressive stuff by Bradley.
Yeah, he certainly is the type of player to rise to occasions as well. Whatever situation they throw him in, he just says, yeah, give me the job. He's one of those quiet workers. Like we said, he's stoic on the mound, but funny in the clubhouse. Here's the 3-1. It lifted to right field. This time it's Goler out there who's going to make the catch, and now there's 2 away. I guess that's that home field advantage. There's a lot of outs over that right side. Sam stays in center. Here's the pitch. Little tapper up the middle. Hall charging in, and Hall can't come up with it again. Now he throws it away, but backing it up is Brown. So the runner's going to stay at first. That's going to go down as an E6.
Love the hustle from Dylan Brown, catcher, catcher might be the hardest position in baseball. That's my opinion, though. I know you were a catcher coach, so, would you agree with me? Catching is the hardest position on the field.
It certainly is. I wouldn't say it's the hardest. There are a lot of, baseball's a hard sport in general.
Yeah.
But catcher is the most physically demanding, I'll say that for sure. But, I was a catcher. You know why I was a catcher?
Why?
Because we were in the Philippines playing on dirt stone farm, and I didn't want to field ground balls. So I wouldn't exactly say catcher's the hardest when you're playing shortstop and there's rocks in front of you and goats in the outfield. But outfield's hard too, especially those corner fielders. I mean, Cole Goller has been playing in the Sun field very well, you know, and it's hard too on those corner outfield slots because off of the bat, the ball has some tail on it.
Yeah.
And if you ever take a break from catching fly balls and you hop right back into it, the runner's going to go. The bunt is down. Brown picks it up. It's a fair ball. They're throwing to the first, and they got him.
Smart play. Way to pick it up in bounds.
Great play from Brown. That's going to end the inning, and I'll finish my story in the top of the 5th. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. 6-1 now, top of the 5th, joined by Ray Bermudez. There was a great play at the end of the inning. Dylan Brown fielded that bunt beautifully. Oh, now there's a line drive from Mateus Garcia. High fly ball, but caught by Harris.
Yeah, so that was a beautiful play on Dylan's part. I mean, he could have let that go foul, but he was looking for the out, and he definitely got the last out. They could have done a lot more with that inning, especially with a runner. So that was beautiful baseball right there.
Yeah, beautiful baseball all around. And that was a good hit from Matias Garcia. It was just right to the center fielder for the first out. Here's Jason Taylor. It's good to see. Oh, excuse me. Here's Cole Goller. He's getting his first at bat here in the 5th inning.
I mean, we have another contact hitter right here. Hits beautiful swings and gets on base like a lot of the other guys, which is a part of our brand as Wolves baseball.
Now Goller's going to line one to center for a base hit. Goller gets on base and starts the inning. And that gives 1 on and 1 out for Savan Sam. That was a beauty of a hit. That was one of the most pure hit balls we've seen today from the Wolves.
Right, totally. And that's what we're looking for, especially being down 5. We need to get guys on base and keep it moving. That's that momentum we need.
Sam's going to swing through that pitch. I think he was underneath that offering.
Another consistent hitter.
Yeah, Sam is definitely one of the more consistent players. He just hasn't had a lot of luck this season because it feels like every game he makes a lot of loud contact. And then all of a sudden you hear the thud of the leather against the leather glove.
Right.
And it's just really unfortunate, but he's
Can't
bound to
find
run into one soon.
A gap.
Sam is the one who popped up to the catcher back in the 3rd. There's a pick off to first. Goller's a very intelligent player. You know, he's not, you feel a little more sure-handed with him and his lead over at first. He's very conservative, but he's going to get a good secondary. The 0-2 to Sam. Here it is. Strike 3 call on the outside corner, and Sam has really been getting squeezed on the zone for this season as well.
That's not what we like to see from, not the calls we like to see, but, you know, especially being 0-2, you gotta protect there.
Here's Matthew Schmeling looking for his first knock of the day. That ball is in the dirt. Goalie's going to go, and he's going to get there standing. Well, he slid for style points. He could have walked in standing. The catcher was jogging to it.
Yeah.
It's going to go down as a pass ball.
Throughout the game, I've been seeing a little less control on Jameson's part, especially on the curveball. We've been seeing him command the curveball less, but he's been able to keep the fastball very straight, very strong.
Yeah, great point. It is interesting to note how the curveballs have almost been in the left-handed batter's box lately.
Right,
putting
right.
his catcher to work, having to get down his knees and block it. That, I guess, 3-pitch
I believe
misses
that was
high.
another curveball. You can see that was less of a sharp curve and more of a more hanging type curve. And
Yeah, it felt more of like a flat slider.
right.
Here's the 2-1. Oh, swung on and missed. 2-2, but now the Wolves have to look fastball.
Right. And we've seen this fastball. We've seen how straight it is, and those are the kind of guys you got to attack,
Yeah.
especially looking how the ump's been squeezing the box a little bit.
Runner goes. Schmeling fouls it off. Great contact from Schmeling. I think with the runner going, there might have been a hit and run. Coach Brown is
Right.
very intelligent with that because 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with the runner on second. You know the pitcher's going to come into the zone.
Right.
He doesn't want to waste a pitch and go full count.
But I also noticed that was a 2-2 curveball. So especially with the less commanding, he's been using that interesting choice of pitch right there. We've seen him throw him in the dirt, throw him up, and he decides to go 2-2, which is interesting as a pitcher.
Yeah, it almost feels like, he still has faith in it. It's kind of like at a video game, you're just getting to about the 55% gas tank. Another curveball, strike 3 called is going to end the inning. So the runner is stranded at second. 6-1 the score remains as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. 6-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Bradley Keffer firing a strike, but it's swung on and deposited into left field. A 1-pitch single for Eli Jameson to start off the inning.
No doubt in his mind a fastball is coming. I mean, in my opinion, first pitch of that bat, that's the best pitch you're usually going to get in that bat. Most of the time first pitch fastball is coming, especially on the outer half of the plate. Why not? Why not attack that pitch?
Well, I wish you had told me that in my career. I always took the first pitch. That was kind of my habit. And now that I look back on it, I do regret all of those fastballs right down Broadway that I just looked at.
That is still a statistic. You got to get pitches out of the pitcher. You got to see pitches, especially depending on where you are in the lineup. Everyone has a role. But, taking the first pitch is not a bad thing. But, a fastball maybe 70% of the time is going to come.
That's a great observation there. Now a called strike against jersey number 5, Landon Deem. He's got 1 runner on, nobody out, On deck is Ryan Dalby. Deem today is 0 for 2. He's looking for his first knock of the day. The Wolves are looking to turn 2 on anything on the ground. Keffer sets. Now time is called. We'll respect that timeout call a little bit more. At least you come set and you can step off. The pitcher can take a breath as well. Now we're going to do it again. Keffer sets. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and tapped foul. So a quick 0-2 for Keffer, pounding the zone.
Bradley Keffer's doing a great job at just keeping these hitters off balance. I mean, in the first two innings on offense from Murray Carillo, they looks like they knew what was coming. They knew what counts, what driver's seat, and when they were in the driver's seat, and knew when they were going to get a fastball and they were mashing. But Bradley looks like to keep them off balance.
The runner goes. Ground ball to the shortstop. Hall flipped to second. Out there. Over to first. Double play. And great. Again, we have to
Great
highlight.
sequence. I mean, runner going. I mean, if I was a shortstop, I don't know if I'm tossing it to Matthew Schmeling at second. I mean, that's a gamble right there. Both runners could have been safe, but an efficient toss by Royce Hall and an efficient throw from Matthew Schmeling gets them both. Good gamble.
Excellent play indeed. Here's Ryan Dalby. He swings at that one and fouls it off of his shin. So quick 0-2. Keffer is just being a workhorse right now.
Oh, right after him. I mean, this textbook pitching right here. I mean, you couldn't ask for more. I mean, Bradley Keffer's being efficient and he's attacking him. I mean, this is exactly what you're supposed to do.
That one misses just below the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And yeah, this Puma team really is shooting for the gaps in the outfield. But there's strike 3 called by Keffer. That's going to end the inning as we head into the top of the 6th. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. 6-1 here in the top of the 6th inning. Leading things off is Royce Hall. On deck is Dylan Brown. In the booth, Ray Bermudez.
Yes, sir.
So a quick defensive inning.
Right, and I love quick defense innings, especially on double plays. They're beautiful. Makes baseball really exciting, especially on close ones like that.
Yeah, it was Hall who was at shortstop who started off the double play, and he flipped it to Schmeling and off to Harris at first. And that's one of the things that double plays, that requires team chemistry.
Right.
That really does.
Yes, totally.
Here's the 1-1. Swung on, ground ball to the second baseman, Deem. He has it, fires to first, and that's going to be in time. 1 away here in the 6th.
Good contact, but we need to get those on base. I noticed there was another pitcher warming up for Maria Carillo. So I'm interested to see how long Jamison lasts for.
He could be on his last few innings. There's a called strike, though, so
He's definitely still commanding.
he's commanding with the fastball, but like we pointed out earlier, his curveball has been a little shoddy.
Right, right.
And the 0-1 upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'd also like to point out that they've had 3 no-run innings.
Ground ball to the left side. Coyle has it. He's charging in. The do-or-die throw off the bag, but he applied the tag, and still out is Brown. Wow, what a play from the first baseman, Darby. He had to jump up to make the catch and tag Brown. You can see it on the broadcast, and Brown lost his footing for a bit. But wow, what a defensive play.
That was interesting because I'm not sure that he was like necessarily going for the tag per se. It looked like he was kind of just falling and his hand place was there. And so I thought that was kind of interesting, especially seeing that live. It kind of looked like he was catching himself.
Well, he was falling with style.
Right.
Here's Mason Harris, the cleanup batsman. Harris is 1 for 2 today with a couple stolen bases and a run scored. A typical day for that man.
Right.
Now 1 ball, 1 strike.
He just threw a curveball, so he's still working on that.
Yeah, just below the zone. Harris was fishing for it. Here's the 1-1. Oh, that
Another
curveball.
curveball. Very inconsistent on his curveball, but very consistent on his fastball. So that's interesting to see from a pitcher.
Yeah, it's almost like a 50-50 shot if it's a curveball. I mean, if it was a left-handed batsman, he definitely would have been hit.
Yeah,
that
totally.
was no doubt right in the thighs.
I think he's starting to throw less curveballs to left-handed hitters. So
Now he goes back to the fastball, but misses 3-1.
perfect. I mean, we got to take advantage of this count right here, especially being down. We need to find a way on base.
Pitch is upstairs.
Called it. Okay.
Much to the dismay of this entire crowd. So this is a
Interesting.
pitcher's full house.
Right. I mean, we've seen a lot of calls like that today. We've seen a few outsides that may have been a little iffy. So
Now that payoff pitch is way outside, so Harris beats the full house. He draws a walk.
interesting to see another curveball, though. I mean, he was just not commanding the few other curveballs he threw, but he's still throwing it. So, I mean, it shows that he has some confidence in it.
I mean, it also helps that he has a 6-1 lead, so,
Right.
you know, you
Could try stuff out.
yeah, you especially on a 3-2 count, you know, you
Right.
you sort of mess around with it. I mean, that's why I like to say who the full house belongs to, because, you know, if the pitcher had to climb back, then he has the momentum going for him. He feels like he can throw any pitch for a strike.
Right,
you know?
right,
But
right.
when you're in a full count, Ray, what's your calculus when it comes to your pitch selection?
Honestly, for me, it's really depending on the hitters. I mean, if we see a guy that's really consistent, really hitting a lot of line drives, then I might not go fastball. I might go a slider or a changeup just to throw him off, especially guys as a hitter, you're not expecting that. So he's definitely using the element of surprise.
Yeah, definitely a 3-2 curveball is hard. But now Harris is going to go. The throw down is not going to be in time. Harris, another stolen base. And Andre Lopez with ball 1.
I mean, that was a beautiful steal right there, especially how close it was. He was able to get down and around it. So we love to see that, especially being down. And we know this guy has a pretty good pickoff move, and we're still seeing aggressive guys on the base pass, and that's beautiful to see.
Now Lopez is going to sky one to the right side of the field. The right fielder, Bluestone, calling everyone off and making the out. They're going to strand a runner on second as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. 6-1, Bradley Keffer still on the mound, bottom of the 6th. Leading things off is the 9th hitting Emmett Coyle. Jersey number 18, the starting third baseman. The pitch is going to be high. 1 ball, no strikes. Joined back in the booth by Caden Roberts.
Fast-paced game today, huh?
Yeah, this is probably one of the fastest games we've been in. It was a 3:30 start time. It's now 5:10 in the bottom of the 6th. Very, very fast. Pitcher's duel. That ball is a chopper up the infield to the shortstop, and Hall is the one who makes the catch. It was Lopez who dived for it. I didn't know who had the ball, but Hall makes the throw, 1 away.
Way to bear down and just make that play. Roy's been, struggling at short this far throughout the season. He puts in more work than anybody else at developing his hands, taking around balls. Definitely not a skill issue, and just it's all mental. This game is 70% mental. So once you get over the mental hump of anything in baseball, you're unstoppable.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Hall does a really, really good job of making sure that the fundamentals are there. But what looks like the errors have been on are those plays where he's running in and charging it. I think he's focusing too much on the throw that's about to come. Now the leadoff batsman, Noah Harris, skies one to Savon Som for the second out. But there was a play where the infield was in and Hall was on second, and it was a slow ground ball to him on the infield in. And the entire time, it's like he was just making eye contact with the catcher without looking at the ball. The ball skirted away, and the run scored. And that's one of the frustrating things, is that it's not a skill issue. He is a very capable player, and once he gets warmed up, he's a Gold Glove defender. That pitch is high to Cooper Bluestone.
Kind of like Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds has said this game is a battle of confidence. Whoever has confidence out there, they're going to come out on top. It's just whoever just knows that they could do it is usually the ones who could do it. So, definitely a mental game here for sure.
Well, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you know what those two things have in common? You're going to be right. There's a sky-high fly ball. Royce Hall camping underneath it. And
quick work from Bradley Keffer. Quick work.
Absolutely beautiful inning from Keffer as we head to the top of the 7th. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. 6-1, top of the 7th. The Wolves are down to their last 3 outs. In the box right now, jersey number 11, Chris Miller, getting his first at-bat of the day here in the 7th. On deck is Matias Garcia, and then after him is the 8th slot.
Yeah, we've seen a pretty good shot from him last game, so hopefully we see another one similar.
First pitch is out of the zone. Miller is definitely one of those capable batsmen. He would be getting a lot more playing time have there not been a backlog of catchers. This is a catching-rich team. You've got Brown who can catch. You've got Johnson who can catch as well. And then and then there's Miller, so he gets the short end of the stick, but a very capable bat. Now he looks at that one outside, 2-1, and not a bad choice to send up there for the top of the 7th to lead things off.
I mean, no, not at all. I mean, last game we had 8 runs in 1 inning, and he was one of those lead batsmen who was up early and was able to get the guys going, and that's basically all we need right now.
Yeah, and he's got a 3-1 count now against Jameson. Now he's going to foul one back. Jameson is going to own this full house. Jameson is out there trying to get a complete game, even though his fastball might be the only pitch that is still in full capacity. And it's upstairs. So Miller beats the full house. He draws a walk. And Miller gets things started.
I mean, that's what we want right now. That's beautiful, beautiful hitting, and I think they might sub out Jameson.
So it's Miller who ends Jameson's day.
Right, that's
no small feat. And they may pinch run for him. So he literally does his job. He goes up there, gets on base, and they might put a faster runner on first, just to make things a little interesting. We'll see.
Wow. For the complete game, they take out Jameson. Interesting choice. I mean, I understand they're trying to win this game, but as a pitcher, as a player, that's not something you don't want to see, especially if you're about to do a feat and a milestone in your pitching career. So,
yeah, I mean, a complete game in high school is very impressive, especially with scouts watching. Can they pitch a full 9 innings? To be able to say, yeah, I can pitch a full 7, it shows the path to your growth. But hey, he reached the 7th inning, 6 1/3 inning of complete work. Very impressive from Jameson, who dominated today, only surrendering 1 run. The Wolves are trailing, but I mean, if the Wolves can put up the same crooked number that Maria Carillo has put up, they scored 5 in the 2nd. Other than that, bottom of the 2nd inning, this would be a 1-1 ball game.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen this from the Wolves last game. We've seen a lot of contact, we've seen a lot of on-base aggression, and we've seen a lot of runs scored, and that's basically all we're asking for right now. I mean, we do this in practice. We understand the situation, and we understand how dire it is for us to get there, and we got to wake up the bats.
So a completely brand new infield other than Peterson. It's going to be number 18 over at third base. That's Emmett Coyle. The pitcher now is Landon Deem. Over at second base is number 42, Jackson Peruganin. And over at first is number 9, Ryan Dalby.
Interesting. I mean, I'm wondering what they're thinking doing that specifically, because we've seen a lot of consistency from this infield throughout the game. And it's an interesting choice, maybe since they're up 6.
Yeah.
Get some guys.
Yeah, trying to get some reps, but that does open the window a little bit for the Wolves. I mean, players who are fresh off the bench, they haven't gotten a look all game. They've just been sitting cold.
Right.
You don't take ground balls in between. You take some practice hacks, but now it's Matias Garcia. Matias Garcia has been an impressive young man for this team so far. Very sure-handed glove in the outfield. He's appeared on the mound. Now he's in the box. He's looking for his first hit of the day, but he has made contact. He flew out to the left fielder, and he lined out to the center fielder. Now he's going to look at that pitch outside to make it 3-0.
Interesting, a little bit inconsistent already starting, especially with commanding his fastball. So I'm excited to see how this turns out for the Wolves, especially since we know they're capable of a strong run inning, and that's what we're looking for right now.
Now he's going to bluff a bunt, pull it back, but it's a called strike. I feel like as a batsman, if you bluff a bunt and it's anywhere over the plate, they're going to call it a strike.
Right, no, totally.
3-1 is low and away, so Garcia draws the walk. That puts 2 runners on and nobody out for Cole Goler. Cole Goler had that strong hit in the first. It was one of the purest hit line drives right back up the middle in the 5th.
And that's what we're looking for. I mean, that consistency, those line drives, especially being down, we need to get those runs in. And we have a runner, oh my gosh, a curveball right over his head. Interesting choice. And like I was saying, we need those line drives, especially with a runner in scoring position. That'd be beautiful for us to continue with momentum.
No better man for the job. Cole Goller, another one of those sure-handed gloves in the outfield. I mean, if the Wolves are rich in catchers, they're rich in defensemen in the outfield. I mean, anything in the air with a chance to catch it, you almost feel like it's going to be an out. You don't worry too much.
Right.
Now he's at the plate. Hard hit line drive to the third baseman. Over to second for one out. Over to first. But the speed of Goller beats it out. And the Wolves have themselves a pair of snake eyes.
Definitely close play at second. I think that was a lot closer than it might have seemed, especially with Matias, who is pretty fast.
So the runner moves to third. Matias is thrown out at second. That's going to go down as a hit to the third baseman.
Right.
So it's going to be 5-4.
Now we have Tyler Tran up.
Tyler Tran, jersey number 23, getting his first at-bat of the 7th inning.
I mean, here is a perfect chance to get some runners in. I mean, we have Chris Miller at third, and we have Cole, who is pretty fast, who might be able to push some aggressiveness, especially with the first and third situation we have. Seems like this pitcher struggles a little bit with control, so I'm excited to see what turns out with that.
So Tran is hitting. Caden James stands on deck. The pitch is low. Yeah, I mean, he did walk he walked Matias Garcia. And then Cole Goller reached on that fielder's choice. So now the catcher, Stark, is out there to talk to Deem.
I'm interested to see how this Maria Carillo team decides to go with it. I mean, I'm assuming these coaches looked at our last game and understood that we're very capable of getting a lot of runs in one inning. And I'm interested to see their thought process through how they think they're going to get through this.
2-1, the runner goes. Fake throw. Going back to third is Miller. So second and third now after Goller steals a bag. 2 runners in scoring position for Tyler Tran.
And it's 3-1. It's a perfect count, looking for a big hit right here, a beautiful line drive to get both guys in.
Fastball, ground ball to the third baseman. He steps on third, but there's no force. Does that give Tran enough time? No, it does not. He's still out at first. Interesting, the third baseman tagging third even though there was no force. Maybe he just used it as a pitching rubber to give him some momentum. But here is Caden James with 2 outs in the 7th. 1 runner on second. Pitch is low and away, 1 ball, no strikes.
I mean, we did get a run in that last play. Chris Miller was on third. He went home, so.
Yeah, an RBI. That's going to be an RBI for Tran on the out. Slow curveball.
Hanging that. So it's right here. Top of the 7th, so I'm interested to see what he does with this. Spiked it. Goller's going to third. I mean, this is a perfect opportunity to get a run, especially being down. We want to see some line drives, maybe even some hard ground balls through the gaps. And that's what the Wolves are trying to do.
Here's the 2-1. Slow curveball, high. 3-1 now.
Interesting choice with these Maria Carillo pitchers with their curveballs. I mean, we saw Jamison throw a lot of curveballs outside, a lot of curveballs high, and yet he was still able to command them on some.
Now that ball's going to be flared up the middle, and the pitcher himself makes the catch behind the mound. That's going to end the ball game 6-2. The Wolves drop it to the Pumas as we are going to wrap up this game here in Santa Rosa. Ray, what did you see from the pitching, especially in Jamison today?
I mean, yeah, especially as a hitter, we see a guy who's really commanding the zone. He understands what he's good at, and he did it to a T, basically. I mean, he almost just threw a complete game there, and we just couldn't get the bats to wake up. We were always under those high up balls, and he understood that, and he consistently did that. And that's just something we got to work on and head back to the lab about.
Yeah, well, the Wolves are going to have a lot of time to think about it. They had 3 games this week. They'll have a few more next. and we'll see you on those broadcasts. Again, my name is Coach Rasal, joined by Ray Bermudez. We'll see you on the next one.